This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation.
And see it, you'll love it. And it's all done in the best possible way.
Hey everybody, Knights of the Rhomboid Table. Happy Friday to you all. Not the happiest Friday for me, but it is what it is. Hope you're all well. Wish we were well. Now let's just go into saying hello to who's here. We've got Andy Dobson. Sir Andy of Dobson is here. Sir Lee of Anfield Road is here. Sir Jean Ricard is here. Sir John Benicki. Sir Joseph Agliato just came in. Sir Leslie of Gilpin is here. Sir Andrew of March West Junction is here. Sir Dino of the Model Railway Shed is here. Sir Rick of the River Raisin Trains. And Sir Chris of Valleys is here so far. I expected a somewhat abbreviated list. Hello, Ken Amos, or Ken, how are you? I guess like I said, I expected a smaller list with so many people at Getz. I would like to be doing this from a hotel room or a hotel lobby in Milton Keynes, but I am in my basement, and anybody who follows this channel by now knows what's going on. Hello, Sir Tom of Couples. I don't want to dwell on it. I'm mad, and before people type stuff in the chat, I want to say this. People don't take it personally, but one of the hardest things to hear when something bad happens and you miss out on something is there's always next year, because that's not guaranteed. Getz will occur next year, but whether the opportunity for us to go will be there or other people we planned on meeting will be able to go next year, that's not guaranteed. Nothing is given. There are people that last year at this time I was saying, hey, maybe I'll see you next year, and they're not around to be seen. So it's kind of hard when things are going bad. On the flip side, of course, Joyce and I are very pragmatic people. We understand that us being upset about not being able to take a plane ride over to another country for a 4-day getaway weekend is what we call in our life a first world problem. You know, it's, you know, oh boo-hoo, poor little people can't go on an expensive little 4-day weekend when so many people are struggling to put food on the table for their families. So, you know, we understand that. But we just, any counsel right now is cold counsel. We don't want the, hey, you know, it's all right, things are good anyhow, and blah blah blah, just enjoy your life. No, we're bummed out, we're pissed off, and rightly so, in our own little world. But at the same time, we don't want to bask in a pity party and have everybody fawning over us. We wanted to be over there having people fawning over us. Who else just came in? I see Wolfsex Scenics is here. Hello. Sir Dwight of Kelsey is here. Sir Mick of 92 is here. Yeah, I mean, I'm frustrated. If you want to know the truth, my pissed ended the minute Joyce tested positive and broke out in tears and said we can't go. Because we were holding out hope that if that test was positive, we were going to go. And she was deteriorating quickly Wednesday night into Thursday. You could see she was going downhill, which is why we were also going to test Thursday just in case. But once she tested positive, there was no point. And just in the last 24 hours, my son-in-law, Chris, has tested positive. My daughter, Lynn, says she's not feeling well. And they say Cayenne is not his usual energetic self. Now, again, this particular version of the sea flu really seems to be a sinus cold, or, you know, it feels like it. That's why I never would have considered it. No fever, none of the other things you expected with the other variants of COVID. It was just nasal stuff. And with the crazy weather we had last week, hot, cold, rainy, dry, it was just crazy. And Joyce, so Joyce's sinuses, because she has sinus problems. I don't have sinus allergies. I don't have seasonal allergies. Joyce does. And if one day is 70 and the next day is 55, Joyce's sinuses just go haywire. If one day is rainy and the next day is really hot, Joyce's sinuses go nuts. So there was no indication when with all the inside and outside we're doing, turn the air on, turn the air conditioning off, open up the house, close the house, turn the air back on, turn the heat on. It was so crazy last week. We had 4 seasons in one day, as the song goes. So it, the one thing is my daughter, Elizabeth, she was really sick, and she still is. She's missed a full week of work. She had to go to the doctor's today. She went into work today because her 5 days out was up, and she went in and they said, go to a doctor, get a note, and use that, but don't come in until you're better. But yeah, it's just been nuts. Hey, Sir Tim of Dowd is here. Märklin Steve is here. Hello. Well, I was going to live stream whether here or in the UK. And again, if anybody's followed me on Facebook or the world, I never felt bad. I never felt tired. I never felt a loss of energy. And anything that was remotely to that was easily explained by the stress of my son's wedding. We were in the wedding this week, the weddings this week, and the weddings parties tonight, and this is tonight, and this is tonight. Oh, and the wedding is tomorrow, and the reception. We got to be here, and we got to do pictures there, and we got to do this, and we got to take care of all this. So there was a lot of stress last week. So any subtle bug clues were lost amid the insane weather and all the stress we were under last week anyhow. But the only thing I showed negatively was I had a bunch of nasal drainage, and for whatever reason, I can't get nasal drainage to go forward. It always goes down the back of my throat. And so my throat's been raw since Sunday. We've been, if you heard me on the video, and that microphone that I used upstairs is a crappy microphone anyhow, so it doesn't record very loud. But yeah, I'm still very husky in my voice, although I'm much closer to normal today than I've been any other day. But yeah, I still have a bit of nasal drainage, but that's all it ever was, just nasal drainage, and we're good. I never felt tired, never felt dragged. I was doing my morning routines, my exercise regimen, never felt tired or drained. Just this crappy bit of extra stuffed up nose. But when my daughter got so sick and finally tested positive, Joyce looked at me and said, "You better test." And I didn't want to because I was scared it would say yes, and I felt fine. And I selfishly was thinking, well, if I feel fine, if I don't have any real symptoms and I don't test, then I don't know. And so I was more watching Joyce, like if you come down with it. But Joyce finally made me test, and yeah, I came back positive, which is like, oh crap. And so we started looking up the Google, the airline policies, the American travel policies, the UK travel policies. And really, they don't care. Mask up and fine. The health administrations, both in the UK and the United States, say don't travel and isolate for 5 to 10 days. But the actual travel agencies, they don't say anything. They're not asking, they're in a don't ask, don't tell policy. Hello, Efo, how are you? Do you spot boxes in the background? Well, I did get a small mail delivery today. I've got a bigger one coming on Tuesday. So that's the thing, is when Joyce came down sick and just clearly was not feeling good. Massive nasal, because with Joyce, everything goes to her sinuses. And she was tired. Now, she never spiked the fever either. Our daughter did. That's what prompted her to test for COVID, because she had a fever. But, I could not risk getting on a plane and breathing and there being some elderly person on an oxygen mask or some little kid, baby. I already feel bad for my grandson Kine if he's coming down with it, because he more than likely got it from me. Now, where it started, we don't know. I think it started at one of the events before the wedding, because it really seemed to hit the wedding party. Most of the guests that came just to the wedding and the reception and left, nobody saying anything, but people in the wedding party and their immediate others, they are all been talking this week that they haven't been feeling great. And now some of them are actually getting worse and testing and are coming up C flu positive. How is Joyce today? She seems to be okay. She's definitely got a lot of phlegm. She's got a lot of nasal stuff, but she hasn't sparked. Last night she felt horrible. She was just miserable last night. And she's just taking it easy today, which, if anybody knows Joyce, the woman can't sit still. Taking it easy is not in her vocabulary. So, that's the situation. So enough of that. So let me show you what came in the mail today. Last week, I got another notification that a pre-order was in at my shop, Lipa. And it was, let's set this stuff aside. And so it was the Fowler calendar. So I now have the 2 Advent calendars. I put the Nook one down here for as well. So I got the 2 calendars. I haven't decided if I will do the videos. I've been leaning towards doing them. I know Andrew from March West Junction wanted to do them last year, and I didn't know he wanted to do them. Richard had done them for years. Richard from Trains in the Attic had done the Advent calendar reveals daily on his series of Christmas shows. And he asked me if I was getting the calendars, and I said, yeah. And he says, would you do it this year? So last year, would you do it? And I did it as a favor to him. So I don't want to trump, I shouldn't be using that word. I don't want to step on anyone else's toes, people who have done these shows in the past. I literally did it last year as a fill-in for Richard, and if they think I'm going to step on their toes, then I certainly will not do it. But if they tell me, hey, it's okay, do it, then I'll go ahead and do it. It was fun to do it. it was fun to watch everybody's reaction. And I had a little fun building that crazy diorama where I got challenged to see if I could put all the figures into one story. Now that diorama's been torn down and the figures are all a little bit over my layout. In fact, I will do this real quick. I will be running trains. I apologize, guys, but hey, it's my show. I can do what I damn well please, especially with the way I feel. Mobile show. So right here, you got all those construction, logging industry guys. They're in a vacant lot in Delmenhorst, tearing down some of the overgrowth trees, making room for a new building that's going to come in. So we got those guys there. The hikers, we got some of the hikers up on the hill there, and the rock climbers are scaling the side of the cliff there. And then all the animals are over here. Oh, I've got this in the shaky hand. Sorry, guys. We got some of the animals. The little animals are up here. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can move the cord. You can see them through there. Some of the little animals are in the woods and on the hills here. And then way over there, the shepherd and his sheep have a little home over there. So we'll see if I'm inspired to build another diorama. I still have the baseboard saved, so we'll see. So anyhow, what else did I get? Let's go back to the Nexi Solo. All right, so usual when I order something from Lipa, I like to save enough money that it justifies the postage. You know, this was I think 25 euros marked down from 35 euros, so that was 10 euros off. And postage is about 27 euros. So I bought a bunch more streetlights. I have bought these streetlights that I'm going to be putting around Delmenhorst. Now I made this order before I talked to Brian online last week, and he was talking about he was going to send me some of these. So I've got more street lamps for the city of Delmenhorst. I got some more drivers for all my new locomotives, the official Deutsche Bahn drivers. And then I got some figures from turn of the century. They're railway workers, but where is he? This guy right here is going to become Nat Mayfault. If you don't know who Nat Mayfault is, he is the station master at the Big Gulch train station. So I'll just repaint his beard white, and he fits in pretty good. And then this other guy, I'm going to repaint him a bit, and that's going to be Diesel Dan. Or maybe this guy here. The biggest thing is I got to get rid of the mustaches. There's one guy in the middle, but he looks more like a policeman. Hey, you. There. Let me get him up there. You can see. He doesn't have a mustache, so maybe I could mess with him and make him Diesel Dan. But I was really thinking this guy is the best one for Diesel Dan, and I would just have to somehow get rid of the mustache, which I could just take a real thin, sharp scalpel knife and scrape it off and then repaint it. But, so these are some more figures for the Big Gulch diorama. Excuse me. And then lastly, I didn't know these, Märklin released these this year. And Lipa has them in stock. And apparently I got lunch on them. Excuse me. Oops. Where's my napkins? Where's my napkins? There's one. Okay. I got all these trains from Horst of different eras, and Märklin just released these to go with it. But I got this. This is actually a second class, and it is listed as a cab control car. And these are lit. These light up. So I thought I could maybe throw that at the end of my one train. I'm not running it today, but that one train with all the beige and blue. But this lights up. It has, it's one of those weird situations where all the cars light up, but they light up separately. They all have their own pickup shoes, which I see ESU and Hobby Trade do, but I haven't seen Märklin do. But yeah, this one will light up. You can see there's a pickup shoe right there. You can see the pickup shoe in there. So this lights itself up, and it is a control cab car. So maybe we'll have this running in the next couple of weeks. But they've got other cars, and I debated getting them, and just as a what the hell, I did this. Now I have a major event coming in Tuesday. We'll talk more about that next week because it'll be here for next week. Hey Heath, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. These are all Prizer. Dino, these are all Prizer figures. Most of the time I wind up buying Prizer. I do get some noch, but most of mine are Prizer. Yes, another story Wagon. Heath, yeah, the thing is, I sounded bad, like in the video, because A, I was depressed, and B, the only symptom I had was a sore throat. That is the only symptom. I was never tired. I was never dragged out. I never was feverish. I felt physically fine. I was ready to travel, and I could have traveled other than I was positive. And I just couldn't bear the thought of going over there. And let me give you an example. There are 2 friends in the UK that have COPD, and there's other friends I know that have breathing issues. Now, let's say my friend Roger, who has health issues over in the UK, he decides to come up to Getz to meet me. And I know I have the sea flu. And let's say I wear a mask. Okay, everybody, I'm C positive, I wear a mask. If he somehow comes down with it and gets super sick because he already has an illness that affects his breathing, I would never forgive myself. I could not risk. I was not worried about me. I'm worried about other people. That is why Joyce and I are not traveling. Well, Joyce could not have flown last night. Her head was so just filled up with mucus and phlegm and everything. Going on an airplane in a pressurized cabin would have just been exploding her ears and her face. It would have been extremely painful for her. She physically could not fly yesterday. But I could have. I would have been fine on the flight. I'd been fine walking around Milton Keynes today, running into people, hanging out with people. Joyce would have been in misery, at least for the flight. And then probably would have been hiding in the hotel room, not wanting to come out because she was positive. So she was in bad shape, but I've always felt physically fine. I never felt drained, just my voice was bad, and it's just coming back. I'll probably lose it today, but there it is. So anyhow, let's get to the trains, because I probably lost a lot of people anyhow, but I figured we weren't going to have a big crowd today because everybody's at Getz. Or the Americans are going to Timonium. So anyhow, let's go to the camera. There we go. All right, so what's running today? In the front lane, we have a non-realistic train. We have the Class 218, which is pulling all my beer cars. I've got a beer train going. Actually, there's one beer train, but I couldn't fit it in because technically it's an end-of-train car, and I already had an end-of-train car on this. And I just wanted the one with light up. I could change them out, but I have a 218 in the ocean beige and blue, the ocean blue and beige, excuse me, pulling all those beer wagons, the ones I've had, as well as the new ones I got last week. So we're letting him go. I have an IC2 double-decker set of cars going. I have an IC, an Intercity 1, being pulled by another Class 218, the black and white AW Cottbus split with the single-decker rake of cars. Then I have the Metronom being pulled by a 146.2. And I have a Deutsche Bahn Regio, but this is not the ones I was running the last couple of weeks. This is my Märklin ones. They're being pulled by a Brawa class 245. Actually, I said pulled. Just to make Jean Ricard happy and leave me alone today, 2 of my 3 trains will be going Steuerwagen first. So let's get them in motion and... see how it handles. I did not do the best job of test running everybody in, so I've checked to make sure I made all the turnouts closed, or opened as the case may be, but closed is the appropriate term. The one I'm most interested in is this 245 by Brawa pushing. Now he takes a little while to get up into speed. And then I will actually pay much more attention to the chart. And then way in the back, we're running a 440 DMU. And then on the floor, it's the same. Actually, well, I'll go ahead and start them. On the floor cam, we've got the same 2 trains I was running last week. We've got the Azuma and the Beatles, Yellow Submarine, EuroStar, and now, at long last, hi, Raymond. Hello, Jake, I believe it is, from Haunted Halloween Railway. Have I missed anybody else coming in? So let's go to the multi-cam for a little bit, then I'll start going to the big cams. Hello, Peter Webster, if I didn't say hello before. But see, I'd rather been talking about being at Getz and how wonderful it was here. And the other thing, of course, is my son didn't get married. My son did get married. I don't know if anybody heard that, but that was a massive sneeze by Joyce that shook the rafters of the house. But we had a lovely wedding. Nobody was sick at the wedding. Now, for those who don't know, my son's fiancée, Valentina, she is half Colombian. Her mom is Colombian, her dad is American. And she has grown up, she speaks fluent Spanish, she's very much into her Colombian cultural heritage and everything else. And I won't delve into everything, but at the wedding itself, which was actually a very funny wedding, they elected not to get married in church. They got married with a they got married with a secular official, an officiant, as they're called. Hello, Mark. Just a short visit before bed. Okay. And Dominic Z is here. When did you put your new one up, Dominic? If it's a brand new one, I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen YouTube for 2 days. I have been off of YouTube other than to post my video that I wasn't going to make it to. And then I went into a couple of chats, but everybody's saying, oh, Anthony, I'm good for you. I'm good for you. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, back to my son's wedding. Anyhow, we had no clue what was going to happen. My son kept it a secret. Now, Valentina's mother and her mother's family are very close-knit, very proud of their heritage. Valentina is very, very Hispanic, Latina proud. And they decided to write their own vows. So, Valentina gave her vows to AJ, and, you know, very lovely, very nice, friend and companion, blah, 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 love of my life, blah, blah, blah. And AJ was like, well, I tried to prepare my vows, and then I thought, like my dad does all the time, I'd just wing it. But then I changed my mind, and I decided to do written vows anyhow. Now, before I read my vows, I want to apologize to anybody who might be offended by how I say this. He then rattled off 5 minutes in pure Spanish. He did all of his vows in Spanish for her. She had no idea it was coming. She broke into tears of joy. Her family, her mother's side of the family, those that had come up from Colombia or other parts of the United States, the audible gasp and joy out of them was hilarious. Hey, Kieran, how are you? It blew everybody away, and they applauded him when he was done. The whole audience applauded my son. Oh, Rick, I'm sorry to hear that. Because that's the other thing. When you talk about something bad, there's always somebody who something has happened worse. And so it was beautiful. The wedding was beautiful. The reception was beautiful. My grandson, Kyan, just charmed the socks of almost everybody. He was not even 3 years old. He's not even 3 years old, and they wanted him to be the ring bearer, and everybody's like, he won't handle it. Opa took him aside and explained to Kyan what Kyan needed to do. And yes, I used model train analogies. Like, Kyan, when you carry the pillow, carry it like one of Opa's trains, okay? He's like, okay. And he puts his hands under the pillows and he's carrying it very gently. And I said, and then, do you run when you're carrying a train? No. Right, we walk. And then just walk up to Opa with the pillow. And so I stood to the side of the aisle, and Kyan very carefully walked up the aisle with the pillow and then came to me and handed it to me. He was supposed to hand it to the groomsmen, but it was just easier to have him hand it to me and then I hand it off. So it was brilliant. Kyan did us proud. He did it well in the rehearsal, and then he did it well at the thing. It was very proud of my little guy. Of course, my favorite pic is the one I posted on Facebook. Now, the thing is, Kyan was not imitating me. I was imitating Kyan. Kyan had been told to stop running around in his nice suit, so he stopped and stood there with his hands behind his back, looking very good, like, I'm an angel, I'm not doing anything wrong. So I just walked up next to him and put my hands behind my back and stood as he was standing. And Joyce said, oh my God, I got to get that picture. Hey, Andy81E, how are you? Have I missed anybody else who's come in? I said hi to Kieran. So I'm proud. They are in Colombia on vacation. On honeymoon. Where she's also visiting most of the family that couldn't come up. I think she had like 2 cousins that came up from Colombia. So they're on their honeymoon in Colombia. Oh. Hi, Lindy. Hi, Kyan. I'm sorry you couldn't see Opa this week. But Opa got sick and Oma got sick. And even little Kyan, I think, is going to be sick. And I know your dada is sick. And I know your mommy is probably sick, too. All right, John Benicki has to take off and go to work. All right, well, good night. Thanks for stopping in for a bit. And, also we saw a lot of my son's, friends, both his work friends, but also his friends from high school. So a ton of my former students were at the wedding. So it just, there are times, especially with a nice long train going kind of slow, where that angle is really cool because you just see it coming on and just enough at an angle that you can see the train. Oh, I forgot to adjust that camera. I didn't know this camera got bumped, but come to think of it, yes I did. Shoot. Ah, crap. There we go. Okay. Actually, Andrew, my voice is coming back. If you compared the video I put out on Wednesday when I announced we probably weren't coming and then went back and edited and said, yeah, we weren't coming, I had no voice. All right, Lord Peter, thanks for popping by. So actually my voice is better today, but the more I talk, it'll strain a bit. Yeah, I've been looking for MRB for a long time, and I've never seen anybody who's done one. I haven't Googled to see if they're even still in business. I think I haven't been in that part of, I haven't been to Koblenz since 2015. Which is when I would normally ride Middle Rheinbahn. Is it 16 wagons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, indeed. Reykjavik with Carlsberg trailers, huh? Yeah, in all honesty, I don't think I ever saw a true beer train in my life. I always thought these were just sort of prototypical cars just to have fun, so why not? Now, out of these 16 beers, I probably had 10 of them. You've got a black screen. Well, I don't think it's me. My view is coming through. Oh, this is a good time to catch that view. Catching a lot of trains going through. Hello, Raymond Anthony. You just got here. Well, sadly, I'm stuck here. This is not where I expected to be broadcasting from. What a difference a week makes. Like I said, I was mad. I was ready to punch the wall, which I've done in my life. And I put my hand through plaster a few times in my life and had to fix it. One of the reasons I'm good at repairing it. You bought a Halloween? Oh, the Piko Halloween train. I toyed with one Märklin released a couple of years ago and then said, nah. I like Halloween enough, but not to have a train and all that. But other people do. Like George from Florida Railroad Dog has his really cool Scooby-Doo Halloween train. That's really cool. Yeah, getting a little bit of glitch in this camera. Well, if we were all well, I wouldn't be broadcasting here. I'd be broadcasting from a hotel in Milton Keynes, England, United Kingdom. Did they? I've seen video of their Halloween train. Obviously, I've never been there in October or September to see it. If I had these cars 2-3 weeks ago, I would have run them and called it a celebration of Oktoberfest. But at least next year I can start doing an Oktoberfest. I can have my own Oktoberfest train now. The loaf of bread is out and about. It usually is in the seasonal display case. Oh, yeah. Yeah, come to think of it, I've seen it. That's right. I've seen it. I've never seen it running. I'll modify my statement there. Yep. Yeah, I know. They got all those cases over on the side where they have their Christmas trains, their Easter train. Yeah, you're right. It's there, and I have seen it in the case. Well, if you want to get technical, I think I have 3 loaves of bread out, Raymond. But I thought they only referred to the IC2 as a loaf of bread. Hey, Joe, how are you? Yeah, that is my Brawa 245. It's a powerful locomotive. It just does not move very fast, and it doesn't like going up my incline. But it's a good pusher and puller on flat level. It's a very sharp model. It's typical Brawa. Brawa is always going to be good quality to me. I have been told there are certain things Brawa makes that are not good quality, but I've had 2 Brawa locomotives, and they are both exquisitely made. And I'm waiting for a 3rd Brawa set, hopefully before Christmas. I have a Regio double-decker set. The new Push Me Pull You double-decker set. Yeah, the Maserati. Yeah, I can see that. I think storage and such has a lot to do with that too, and maybe even maintenance. But they make so many fine, delicate pieces, it just invites it. You're trying to put so many little details on it, you go with the thin, soft metals, and those are the ones that are, more likely to get the Zinpest, the Maserati as we call it. Yeah, the thing is, Raymond, the frustrating thing for me is I have been retired since June 1st of 2022. So almost a year and a half. I have been home with no obligations except twice a week I watch my grandson. It would have never been an issue in the world if I caught it in any of that time. Now, obviously, if I had caught it right before going to Germany this past year, or the UK last year, it would have really sucked, of course. So I'm grateful I didn't catch it then. But yeah, at the height of it, the 2 years, I think my biggest issue is I should have gotten the 4th jab, and I did not. We were scheduled to get it next week, and now that's been delayed because you have to be 2 weeks negative before you can get the new jab. But we were going to get our flu shots, including the new C-flu jab, and we didn't, and maybe that was a mistake for delaying a bit. One problem was that they ran out of bodies for the 06 while that one was heavily affected. Okay. Yeah, my voice is coming back. I still am a little scratchy, a little deeper, which, to be honest, I don't mind. I've always hated my voice. I'll try to get it in one of the good cameras where you can really see it. Yeah, you see it going up there right now. Now, I will say, I've said it twice already, but it sets up what I'm going to say is, I was mad. When Joyce and I first started saying, even before she tested positive, we got to cancel. We cannot go. We can't risk infecting other people. And that's what the call was. We were never worried about ourselves. We're worried about other people. And I was mad. I was so ticked off, which is why I waited many hours after I tested positive before I even put a video up, because I would have been screaming and cussing through that video. But when Joyce tested positive and said, honey, look, and I just said, shit. And she broke out in tears. She was just so upset, like it's her fault. Because, you know, I'm holding out like, oh, as long as you're negative, we can go. And she would have gone, even though she wasn't feeling great. If she had tested negative again Thursday, even though she wasn't feeling good and her sinuses were bad, she would have gone. But the minute it was positive, it's like, no, we cannot go. And she, you know, she just reacted like either I'd be mad at her or it was her fault we couldn't go. And it's like, and I went from being pissed to being, you know, the good husband. Honey, it's not your fault. It happens. So my temper went 180 there. You just become compassionate and you're trying to console her. So then last night she looked at me and said, because we had to cancel our flight. Now, we got our money back. Well, we didn't get our money back. Delta keeps our money. Because if we ask for it back, they take a processing fee out of it of several $100s. But we got it. We got all our money set aside that we can use it on another trip. And Joyce looked at me last night when she was feeling a little better and she said, you know, I've got all of Thanksgiving week off. We could maybe leave Friday night and go to Germany for 5 days and maybe check out the Christmas markets and then still come back in time for things to do Thanksgiving. And I thought that was a cool idea. And then I said, no. I said, because this money is our last bit of crazy money. And if we're going to try to go to Getz next year, it has to be off the money we were going to use for Getz this year. The hotel gave us our money back without a fee. I was so happy. The hotel gave us our money back without a fee. We told them what happened. And instead of charging us a fee, the cancellation fee, they waived it and gave us all our money back. The only thing we couldn't get money back on was our train, and that was 78 pounds, so about $90. That was the only thing we lost on it, was the train from London to Milton Keynes and Milton Keynes to London. That was the only money we lost, and that was a total there and back of 78 pounds. Oh, was Rick talking about the Berea show? Because that's this Sunday. Joyce and I would consider going to that instead, but she's still going to be positive, so there's no point in going to the Berea show either. We're just going to have to sit home for a few days and wait and see when we finally both feel symptomless. Yeah, Brawa rolling stock is pricey. And a lot of it looks good, but I've never had any Brawa rolling stock. I gotta double check my brain. No, I don't think I have any official Brawa rolling stock. I have 2 Brawa locomotives. Oh! No, oh, that's right. It was this weekend. We couldn't go because of my son's marriage. That's right. Berea was this past weekend. That's right. So we missed it either way. Hey, Paul, thanks for coming in. So we're just going to set this money aside and we will start the process over and book for gets for next year. And just hope we don't have a year like 2022, 2023 was. Because the number of people that we lost in the model train community, the UK side, between October of 2022 and October of 2023, not to mention the people we lost last year, Somerset Andy, Chris Hales, Chris from Hales Heritage Railway. Yeah, Ifo, that is exactly how I feel. Sometimes you're just scared to touch it. That's why I bought their 245 diesel, because the 245 diesels don't have a lot of separately applied pieces to begin with. The real things, you know, they're a very basic diesel locomotive. There's nothing too fancy on them. Hey, Walter Hope, how are you? Yeah, thank you. It's a heartbreaker, but I'm trying to be humble because it's the only way you get through it, and realize that it would be silly to complain too much. We're just sad because there were so many people we wanted to meet. And the flip side is the guilt. There are 4 people I know that were not going to Gets. And then they contacted me and said, we heard you're going to Gets. And we said, yeah, we're coming. They said, that's it. And they went and bought tickets and bought trains. They were not going to go to Gets, except we were going to be there. Friends of ours who said, we're coming to Gets so we can finally meet you. There are other people who are going to Gets anyhow, and we were looking forward to meeting. But there's 4 specific people that were not going to go to Gets, weren't even thinking of going to Gets. And then when they found out Joyce and I were coming, they bought tickets and got a hotel. And then we have to turn around and leave them hanging like that. I feel really bad. Yeah. Everybody keeps asking me how I'm feeling. I never felt bad. I sounded bad, but I never felt bad. Physically, I felt good. Just my throat. With all the nasal drainage going down it, my throat's been raw for, well, since Sunday. So what are we doing now? 5 days? Hey, Randall, come on in. How are you, Sir Randall? But you know, it was just, the excitement was getting so big because people like Peter Dixon from Torden Road, who I have talked to and has responded to anytime I comment on his videos. He was in a video a few weeks ago, and Anthony and his wife Joyce are coming. I'm looking forward to meeting them, and I'm like, he's looking forward to meeting us. You know, Graham Folston talked to me on Facebook when I responded to something in a train Facebook page, and he said, looking forward to meeting you at Gets. And I was like, Graham's looking forward to meeting me? I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting them. But then the devil part, the wicked plan part was between Peter Dixon and Robert's Trains, Andy McDonald from March West Junction, maybe even meeting Richard, and who am I forgetting? Sir Alan Wiles of Dragon Junction. Those guys would introduce me to big names they know that would not know me, but I would get an in with some other people through them. You know, I had this vision that I would get to meet Richard Watson, who knows me. We've talked on Facebook, Instant Messenger, a few times, you know, not like we're pals or buddies, but he knows who I am. We have talked in live chats, and we have talked, you know, but more years ago, nothing in the last year or so, other than he would respond to my comments on his videos on YouTube. But he knows Everard Junction. And I had in my head this crazy view that I would get to meet Richard Watson and go, Anthony, nice to meet you. And it says, by the way, you remember you and I were talking about Everard Junction. He's here. I can introduce you to him. Because I love Everard Junction, but it wasn't even a fanboy thing, because I would say, wow, Richard, you're awesome. I love your stuff. And Richard and I have talked cars. Richard from Everard Junction. We have talked cars because he likes American hot rods. And, of course, I drove the king of American muscle cars, the Dodge Charger. But be that as it may, the real one thing I just go, Richard, were you okay with my song? It wasn't about you. I just happened to use your name, and I hope you're okay with that, because yours was the name that fit the rhythm of the song. And just get his reaction like, I found it funny, Anthony. Hey, Jim, how are you? And of course, somebody was telling me, oh man, you're going to miss out on Pete Wasserman's the first time he's put the whole shebang together. I was like, I was excited that that was going to occur the one time I'm going to Getz, but I wasn't going Getz to see his layout. If it wasn't there, I would have still been going. That was just a little extra candy in the stocking. Did I see Hot Dog Pilot is in here? Andy, the Hot Dog Pilot? There he is. Hi, Andy. How are you doing, sir? But at the risk of sounding sacrilegious, I didn't give a darn about Pete Wasserman's layout. I wasn't going for that. It would have been cool to see because it's obviously an epic piece of work. But I was going to meet Dino and Andy and Christopher and the other Andy and the other Andy and the other Andy and the other Andy and the other Andy. And you guys can fight out which order I put you all in. And Alan and Robert from Robert's Train. Meet those guys again. Richard from Trains in the Attic again. And so many people that were coming, along with a chance to actually meet Peter Dixon, and a chance to meet some of the other people that I have chatted to. That's the sad part. Hello, hi. Good evening to you. Watch him go in circles. Whee! Yep, time to sweep the floor again. I think that's one of my projects next week is to clean the tracks and clean the floor. All right, Ken. Thanks for stopping in. I believe it's this, well, in the UK, that would be the first floor. One level up from the main floor. Which in Germany and I think the UK is what we Americans would call the second floor. Ground level, first floor up, second floor up. We Americans go first floor is ground level, second floor. You get the idea. Yep. Should have a couple of guys coming in view. Yeah, the Obergeschoss, right. And you can even have the Untergeschoss. And then after Obergeschoss, it's fun, depending on what part of Germany you're in, as to how they refer to it. Some use the French word étage. Erste Etage, zweite Etage. Yeah, that makes sense, Tim, that after what happened, was that just last week? Yeah, I think it was just last week. After what happened, they are not going to tell anybody anything. It's going to be, surprise, here it is. Keep the crowds down. You're busy getting Linux working. Well, talk to his sister Lucy. Maybe take away his security blanket. No, that's a joke. That's Linus, not Linux. Ave Luma. Savate. Salud. Ciao bene. Raymond, in my little brain, there would come a time where Charlie Brown would be arrested for murder and Lucy would have been his first victim. Am I better? I'm going to keep getting asked that. Yes, the wedding was awesome. It was funny. It was non-denominational, so there was no demands for it to be too serious. But the gentleman officiating it, who was an old acquaintance of mine, I took his oldest son. I took to Germany on one of my exchange programs. I had his oldest son for 4 years, and his younger son I had for 3 years. Hey, Ray Bobo, how are you? Well, black spec beagles are hard to find nowadays. For a while they were bred, but they're very hard to breed because it's not natural for beagles to be white with black like that. But you can get them. They usually have to interbreed them with Dalmatians and then keep breeding beagle. And 1 out of 120 pups over 5 or 6 generations of litters may come out the speckled beagle that Charlie Brown is famous for, that Snoopy is. I know this because beagle is my favorite breed of dog. And people used to always ask beagle breeders, how come you never have a Snoopy version? You like Woodstock more? Well, you know what they say, Leslie. If you remember Woodstock, you probably weren't there. Oh, different Woodstock. Okay, yeah, and speaking of addresses, Dino, I will double check if I have yours, but just to be on the safe side, Dino, send me your address. Although I'm pretty sure I still have the email because I always save them. And I will send you all these Piko cars, and we'll work out you pay him for them somehow. And then Hot Dog Pilot, if you're still here, Andy, send me your address so I can send you these tankers. Ah, anthropomorphic. Well, that's a different story for sure. You went shopping in Woodstock too last month. Okay. But I'll try to get these off in the mail. Let's see, I think Monday everything's closed. I think Monday is official Columbus Day now. because it seems like all the mail is not delivering Monday, because I have stuff that should be here either Saturday or Monday, and it's all saying Tuesday. So I guess I should have just mailed it to you anyhow, Andy. It would have gotten to you sooner. Hindsight is 20/20. The other big thing, last week was just so chaotic, is my driveway is done. The garage is done. I can't use my garage till next week, Wednesday, but it's all done. They still have to pick up some trash, and part of their work is they fix the yard, both your yard and your neighbor's yard as needed. And they had to do that, and they take all the trash out. But they took some stuff yesterday, but they didn't take it all, and they still haven't backfilled, as they call it, and fixed up the landscaping. I got a ton of chunks of concrete dirt and dust and that I need them to clean up. Well, Raymond, if your hind could see, that would be creepy. Either that or you were wearing a pair of 70s see-through jeans and a thong. And that's a scary picture I don't want to go any further with. Oh, the horse from BraveStar. I don't think I ever wanted anything anthropomorphic. See, the problem with animals having human characteristics is they would still have their animal abilities, the fangs, the claws, and all that stuff. And it's the only thing that keeps us humans being top of the heap, is the fact that all those animals have better weaponry than us, but they don't have the brains, and they don't have the humanistic traits that allow us to be superior, like opposable thumbs. Give another 1,000,000 years and let's see what raccoons develop into, because those creatures... I was just reading a study that says raccoons are moving up the animal intelligence chart. You know, it used to be elephants, dolphins, and apes. You know, pick your order. But raccoons are jumping into that level. Despite their brains still only being the size of a walnut, raccoons are getting smarter and smarter. They're evolving scarily. .30, yeah. I remember BraveStar. I watched it. I think I was in my late teens and 20s when it came out. One day raccoons will be smashed. They already are smash and grab criminals. Who are we kidding? They will bust their way into anything if they think they can smell food. Make sure that's on the record now, Chris. Get that out there now, just in case. No, it's okay, fellas. He was always on our side. He was one of the first of the humans to bow down. Yeah, Evo, I'm still waiting for all kinds of video and analytics from you. Now, Evo, you did go see the Patagonia. and I forget what the name of the pass is there between South America and Antarctica, and that water display, because I understand they just upgraded it from when we were there, that they tweaked something in it. Oh my God, that ocean storm display was amazing. That was like 3 foot by 5 foot little animatronic thing they made. Oh my God, that was brilliant. Loved it. Yeah, the Drachen Passage. Or Passage. Well, you know, Leslie, what is there to really like? Yeah, it is something else. I just... It's just... The model making just keeps going insane. I mean, you look at Rio, and it's like, there's not even trains. They have a tram in one part of the town, and then they have one train. So for Miniatur Wonderland, supposedly being about model trains, that whole section of Rio, there really aren't any trains. They have a couple of, I think they have 2 trams. Maybe it was just one, but I think it was one each direction. and then there was one train. Aha! So there's one address. Womb Liberation Memorial Day. All right, Tom. Well, an early happy birthday to you, or happy birthday to you. Happy Womb Liberation Memorial Day, as we call it. My son made that joke 20-some years ago, and I have never wished anybody happy birthday since. Happy Womb Liberation Day to somebody. I think my son said it to me. It might have been for my birthday 20-some years ago. He wrote on a card or something. And I thought about it for a second. I go, yeah, that's right. I don't know who came up with it among his friends, but it was hilarious and I stole it. Yes. Now, the big thing is they had a setback with the Formula One because they put the street paper over it, and all of a sudden cars weren't working, but they found out it wasn't the paper. It was something with the runners rubbing the paper. The little diodes they have were rubbing the paper and was causing everything to mess up. So now they're trying to figure out how to fix that. But then they keep having all these ghost errors they're trying to solve. And boy, eventually they're going to break through with that tech, but I don't know. What do you guys, those guys who know about what Miniatur Wonderland's doing with the F1 and you've seen how far they've come, would you just go ahead and run it as is with the airs and just have guys come out and move the car by hand, or just, you're not going to have it running, you're not going to put it out there until it's working perfectly? Yes, my geography days go back to that. Geology rocks, but geography is where it's at. Yeah, it's in place. They had it in place when Joyce and I were there in June, but they hadn't laid the track layment over it. They were still working on it. But we got to walk through and see Monaco. And we did that live on air, so we didn't stay and look at it as much because there were people there, and I was going through quickly because I didn't want to stand there while I was doing a live stream and get in other people's way. So we just kind of moved through it quickly because the idea is, you know, there are other videos out there. I mean, Miniatur Wunderland sells movies if you want to experience a full-fledged visit to Miniatur Wonderland in video. So, and I've got an hour-long edited highlights video of Miniatur Wonderland. I've got 2 of them on my website, but then I've got the 2-hour live stream from Miniatur Wonderland. I didn't have Fleischmann, I had AFX, and then I had Carrera. But see, the thing is, some of these companies like AFX or AMX in the U.S., a lot of times their slot cars were made by other companies and they just repackaged them here. Like, I want to say AMX cars or AFX, I forget which one it was. I want to say they were Märklin cars reconstituted. Because I saw a Märklin car set at the Märklin Toy Museum. I went, that's the AFX car set my dad had when I was little. The exact same cars, the exact same track, the exact same controllers, but it was listed as a Märklin slot car set. All right, Jean Ricard, good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. But I got into slot cars again. That was a toy I kind of liked as a kid. And then when I got into adulthood, I bought a set for my kids and then decided I wanted to, and I kept getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And I started with 143 scale, and then I got into Carrera Digital 132. And we had a mammoth set. We had a 4-lane race car set down here that we would put up and make different track arrangements. And had a blast with them. Really, really, really loved them. I sold them all off, Brian, when before I got into model trains. Not even because I got into model trains. I sold them off beforehand because we weren't using them anymore. You got a Gottardo, okay. Not sure what that is. Or if that's the one, the Gotthard, the Italian spelling of the Gotthard Pass one. But we sold them as part of a fundraiser to take my students to Germany. I sold a ton of toys. I just kept selling all these toys. And there are times where I miss it, but now, even if I miss it, there's no point in missing it because I would have nowhere to put them. There's absolutely nowhere I could set up a slot car set in this house. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I have hit a peak number. Hello, Papa John and Owen. Concord is here. Huh. Well, hey, Raven, thank you for coming in. I feel fine. I never felt physically bad, and I know people are hearing this for about the 8th time now. My voice sounded bad, but physically I felt fine the whole time. I just had a lot of nasal drainage, which kept going down the back of my throat because I couldn't get it to the forward part. And so it just kept going down the throat, and it just irritated the crap out of my throat, and my voice went. Actually, I never lost my voice. I was just very husky. To be honest, sometimes I don't mind getting a sore throat because my voice gets deeper, and I think it sounds a little better. I hate my voice. And if you've heard me sing, you hate my voice too. Oh, Cheyenne's sick? I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you got the co-poplar? The coploper. Co-poplar. The coploper. Yeah, I am emotionally schizophrenic. I want to wallow in my anger and self-pity at what I'm missing. And watching videos this weekend is going to be hard. Every time somebody posts a video. What I'd love to do is somebody to do a live stream from Getz and then just carry me around in it. Like just, pop up even a YouTube face chat or a Facebook face chat. And just get me on Facebook and have your camera on my face or whatever. And have me walk around going, Anthony Dodge, you're here vicariously. And Joyce and I can just sit there and wave to people. Hi, nice to meet you. But I never physically felt bad. Joyce did not feel good. Wednesday, Thursday, and even today, I don't know that she's feeling great. I swear I keep hearing her like she's starting to come downstairs and then not. Somebody's coming to the stairs and doing something. I don't know if she's going to try to pop down for a few minutes and say hello or not. I really don't. But the other nice thing Joyce did, I don't know if I even finished that story. The first thing she did was try to comfort me like, well, hey, let's go on a different special trip then and make up for it. We can go to the Christmas markets during Thanksgiving week. I was like, that's too early. I won't want to go to a Christmas market in Germany until like early December. And she couldn't travel at that time. But basically I said, well, here was how much money I was planning on spending at the show. So she said, oh, just go buy yourself something from Lipa. So I did. Actually, it wasn't from Lipa. I bought it from an American site because Lipa didn't have it. Play the field? What? Play the field? Yeah, I have two. As I said, I have one's well over an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. The other one's about an hour. And again, it's an amateur. I'm not a professional cinematographer, videographer, filmographer. I'm none of those. I'm just a guy with a camera. GWC. And nowadays, I'm a guy with a shaky hand with a camera. Huh. I thought those were supposed to be automatic. Well, I will have to look it up. Yeah, our next trip to Germany, Joyce and I are going to spend a week in the city of Aachen so that we can go into Luxembourg, the Netherlands, do some trips into other countries, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Belgium. From Aachen, we'll be in Aachen, and then we're going north. We're going to be basically Hamburg, Denmark, and then over in Mecklenburg, Vorpommern, Mecklenburg, Pomerania. ZLSM runs steam trains. Okay. In Zimplefeld. Okay. Yeah, although I will say, Modelbahnshop Lipa tends to get some of the Dutch stock in. I remember Märklin released a Luxembourg double-decker set. And I thought it looked really sharp. And at the time I thought, well, if I didn't have my rule, which I've long since broken, but if I didn't have my rule, I could have bought, I think it would have been cool to have bought a Luxembourg set, a Belgium set, and a Dutch set, and had the Benelux trains here. But yeah, I'm already trying to figure out the beer cars that I'm running today. I have no place to store those. They're going to go off the layout, back into boxes, and onto a shelf. When I come over for Warley, we actually discussed it. The problem is, I believe Warley is Thanksgiving here. Limburg. The Million Line. Ein van de mooiste spoorlijn-trajecten van Nederland. Welkom bij de Millionenlijn. Stap in voor een overgehele rit met de stoomtrein, een railbus langs de allermooiste plekjes van het Zuid-Limburgse Helftland. I gotta go back and relearn my Dutch pronunciation. But I wouldn't mind going to Warley, but more people I know were going to Getz than to Warley. Getz was at a time that was easier for me to get to because it's not an American holiday. So since we canceled Getz, Joyce and I kind of looked at Joyce and said, well, we could try to go to Warley instead. It might not be too late. But we just figured we'd really try to go to Getz again because it just feels like more people. And since a lot of people are going to Getz, a lot of people will go to Getz and they won't go to Warley, or they'll go to Warley and they won't go to Getz. So I think we'll just plan on Getz next year, and that way the people that came to Getz this year can come to Getz next year, and maybe we can all still meet. Because that's somebody I didn't even mention, Mark from Donegal Dad. Donegal Dad Railway. We were going to meet, and I was so looking forward to that. I mean, obviously, I look forward to meeting everybody. But yes, it would have been very special to meet Mark, because he was coming from a ways away, being up in Ireland. Northwestern corner of Ireland, if I remember correctly, or... Well, I think that's true, Raymond. I think outside of your country or region, your trains are harder to find. For example, I was in a train shop in Hamburg that basically specialized in Hamburg and Northern Germany train models. Like, they had subway trains and regional traffic cars you would not have seen in any other shop. And it was impressive. What I personally like to find is an AC version of the Berlin S-Bahns, specifically the S7 or S9. I think the S9. No, S7 to Potsdam. I'll have to look it up. But I think it's the S7 went out to Potsdam. Or, as you say in German, Potsdam. My kids all say Potsdam. I say Potsdam, even though I know it's Potsdam, because my kids say Berlin. They don't say Berlin. They say Potsdam. They say Bremen, not Bremen. Yeah, don't forget to isolate for 2 weeks. Indeed. Again, that looking back. If only, but odds are, my son was feeling really bad. The last thing my son wanted to hear is that his wedding was a mass spreader, as they're called. Everybody gets together, has a party. Somebody's got it and didn't say anything. They didn't mask up because they don't want to wear a mask. And they let it go. And I'll tell you the truth. I don't know if that happened. But if I found out it happened, that somebody knew they were sick, knew they had the sea flu, because nobody wore a mask at the wedding. And I found out it was somebody's guest. And like, well, I'm not going to wear a mask to a party, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's got herd immunity now, they would have to move that person out of my line of fire. If I found out somebody willfully, intentionally. Accident's one thing. You didn't know you had it, whatever. That's understandable. But somebody who willfully did it, this is why you mask up when you know you've got it. Because you could fuck up somebody else's day, time, week, year. It's not about you. It's about other people. That's why Joyce and I are not in the UK right now. We could have selfishly hopped on the plane. Or I could have selfishly made Joyce go and suffer through the pain of the flight with her sinuses all caked up in the cabin pressure, just so I could go to a train gathering that I'd been looking forward to for a year. But the thought of getting somebody else sick, the thought of potentially making somebody severely sick, even if it's second or third hand. I got somebody sick who got their CPAP grandma sick, and then she had to go into the hospital, or God forbid. That's what we couldn't deal. That's what Joyce and I there's no way we could live with that guilt. All right, Owen, take care. But the thing is, I'm not, a couple of people, like a friend of ours called us and said the same thing. Well, it was fate. No, I don't believe in fate. It's random chance. Every day somebody gets screwed out of something, okay? It happens. It's part of life. It's part of nature. It sucks that it happened to us, but it wasn't meant to happen. It wasn't like this was planned 10 million years ago when the stars aligned a certain way. It just happened to be us. Now, do I believe in alternate universes? Yes. So was there an alternate universe where Joyce and I didn't get COVID and got to go? Sure. There's also an alternate universe where Joyce and I never met. I can't live in those alternate universes. I can only live in this one. Well, the nice thing is we don't use travel agencies. I'm my own travel agent. So the airline, we canceled and explained why. The airline has our money. They won't give it back to us. Or they have to give us a processing fee and take like $600 out of it. Bullshit. But like when our trip was canceled to Germany in 2020, when our trip to Germany was canceled in 2020, Air Canada just said, well, we can give you 80% of your money back and keep the rest as fees for processing, or we can hang on to your money and then like a gift certificate, and then you just use it next time you fly. So we used that to fly to the UK 2 years later. So we'll do that. We'll just let Delta hang on to the money, and then we will book a flight with Delta over to the UK for Gets next year. And we won't be dealing with AJ's wedding or anything like that. Just my daughter's birthday, and we go on. Because that's the other thing. My oldest daughter had her birthday the day before the wedding. So we had a lot last week. Indeed. I mean, you don't know. My grandfather smoked, and while he was not a drinker, he drank. And he died at 84 without cancer, without anything else. I was there when the doctor walked out and said my grandfather was dead, and the doctor said, I don't know why he's dead. He doesn't have cancer, he doesn't have emphysema, he doesn't have anything. His body just decided to turn off. He didn't even have a heart attack. He just died quietly in his sleep. The battery had run out. 84 years old. And you know, the fact is he died on the 10th wedding anniversary since my grandmother had died. Literally. And I had spent the previous week with him. I had spent a week with my grandfather, and I left on Sunday, and my parents went out to see him on Wednesday for something. Was it I think it was a Wednesday. They went out to see him on a Wednesday, and they found him dead. And so everybody came. We all went to the hospital just to hear what they had to say. I was just hanging around with my parents. So, but yeah, it was just one of those weird things. You don't know. I don't want to take the risk, but some people are like that. But whatever happened, it happened. But in so many cases, it happens because somebody's negligent. And I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or any of that crap, okay? It's a nasty virus. It killed millions of people worldwide in its first year. Now it's got variants, still killing some people in some parts of the world. But yes, we have developed a basic immunity, but it's also mutating and new variants are coming and hitting us. It didn't even hit me as a bad cold. It hit me as a runny nose. It's hit Joyce really hard. But the problem is there's a lot of misinformation out there. So, Paul, we got to encourage you to, not share any specific sites or on that because I can get shut down. And I support that because there's a lot of people who put out. So I don't know if it's a valid site or not, but don't want to post any of that stuff in a live chat because they come back and look at that stuff. And I can get flagged for spreading misinformation. A 100-car train by your big boy. All right, Raven, take care. I really appreciate you coming in today. Thanks. Get everybody at the bar to say cheers to me, too. Whoever the hell he is. Yeah, in some ways, Evo, I can see both sides of the issue with airline vouchers, but, you can't, until they get rid of the bogus practice of fees, I go online, I book my plane, All they did was post a map where the seats were. I chose my seats. I picked the tickets. I pay. What did they do? They sent me an e-file with my e-tickets. Does that really cost them $200, $300, $400 to hit a delete button? So at least this is a cop-out they now get away with in the United States, where I don't lose any money as long as I fly again. Which, for 23 years, has been pretty much guaranteed. I'm going to fly again. And I hate flying. I hate flying. You know, there's a tiny little cell in my brain going, yay, we didn't have to get on a plane and fly for 8.5 hours. And the other 10 trillion brain cells are beating the shit out of that brain cell right now. Hey, Mark, we're doing. As I said 2 days ago in my video, I feel fine. I never felt bad. My voice sounded bad. I guess you could say I felt bad because I had a sore throat because of all the damn nasal drainage, but it never affected my ability to eat or taste food or anything. I just usually don't have sinus problems, and for a few days I had a bit of sinus problems. I'm still a little runnier than I normally am, or consider I'm rarely runny, a lot runnier than I normally am, but I can breathe through my nose. I had like one day where I couldn't really breathe through my nose. I was mouth breathing. But I physically felt fine. I was doing my morning workout routines. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to stores or shops or anything like that. I pretty much stayed around the house. Unfortunately, I did talk to a couple of the workers before I knew I was sick that were doing the driveway. So I'm hoping to God I didn't infect them, but I shook at least 3 hands, so yikes. Joyce started to feel crappy Wednesday afternoon right after I made that video. And then she tested and it came out faintly positive. And then she was miserable Wednesday night through yesterday. Last night she started miserable, but she seemed to be much better today. I really was hoping she might come down for a few minutes just to check in. You pre-ordered your first Loco diesel locomotive. Now, I know you mentioned last week you were looking at one. Which diesel did you get? Which one did you get, Raymond Z? Since we have a couple of Raymonds. Well, actually, you're Raymond Anthony. He used to be Z127, but Raymond Anthony. A BR212. Ocean blue and cream. Okay. Well, there's one way to answer this question once and for all. Hey, Ohio Steam and Steel, welcome in. How are you? Yes, they call their pre-orders reservations. But what I like is that you don't have to put money down. So you can cancel your reservation anytime and you're not out a dime. So I like that about Lipa. I know. Okay, Joyce says she's going to come down and pop on for a couple of minutes. Say hi to everybody. You've got the REE TGV. Oh, that's a nice looking model. Someday I'll have to go to France so I can justify buying a TGV. Although my favorite TGV, I think, is from a bygone era. The gorgeous orange one. I love the orange TGVs. Yeah, sadly, Raymond, if you want to hear something scary, 84 is the age. My grandfather died at 84. My father died at 84. His older brother died at 84. Now, my great-grandfather lived to 96. My Aunt Lova, my dad's older sister, I think she died at 86. Aunt Eileen died at 87. 86, 87, but the men seem to drop dead at 84. That gives me about 25 more years. See, I have never been to France. I have been in Charles de Gaulle Airport 4 times, I think, maybe 5. But that's it. I've seen Paris from the air. Well, I've seen all of northern France from the air. But the only French soil I've touched was inside Charles de Gaulle Airport. And other than a day I spent in the town of Groningen in eastern Netherlands, southeastern, well, no, really pretty much dead eastern Netherlands. The only time I've been in the Netherlands has been at Schiphol Airport, or as we say in English, Schiphol Airport, in Amsterdam, or just outside of Amsterdam. Yep, that's nice. Hey, Kieran is saying goodnight. All right, take care, Kieran. Nope. I didn't make it over to Europe until I was nearing 40. And that's when I started, got asked to do an exchange program. All right, Ben, take care. Good night. Hope your recovery goes quickly and easily. Sorry to hear about your accident. Yeah, I am lucky. It was very hard to do the exchange program but I was able to finagle money, skip bills, that I was able to do the exchange program all these years, but I was also able to take my kids along. But it was because it was an exchange program, we always got put up for free. So my son and my daughters stayed where they stayed for free. I didn't have to pay room and board. We didn't have to pay for hotels. We were put up for free. They always found somebody to take us in. And when my kids were in high school, they had partners. So they lived with their partners, and their partners would live here with us. Which sometimes was crazy because we'd have the 2 teachers and at least one of my kids' partners here. So we could have 10 people in this little house. My children were fortunate, and the best thing of all is they recognize it. They never took it for granted. They never lorded it over people. They always understood that they had something, because I always felt like I deprived my kids, because all their classmates would talk about, oh, we went to Florida, and we went to Disneyland, we went to Disney World, and we went to Six Flags, and we went here, and we went to Hilton Head, and we went here, and we went here, we went here, and my kids were like, we didn't go anywhere when we were kids. And then all of a sudden, oh, they went to Germany. Went to Germany, went to Germany, went to Germany. Well, I don't know how much of good parenting I did. I just tried to avoid bad parenting. And there's a big gray area in the middle. But, you know, my kids were raised to respect all people. There's no job beneath them. There's nobody they are more special than, and there's nobody more special than them. You know, your job, your wealth doesn't make you special. Your grades don't make you special. My kids did very well in school, very, very well in school, but they were taught very early, you don't lord anything over anybody. You don't, you know, every time you feel bad, somebody's going to feel worse. Feel your pain, accept your pain, but also understand somebody else has it worse than you do. My kids were never hungry. They always had a roof over their heads. And in their later years, they were exposed to a lot of great things. They were also denied certain things that other kids had, but that's part of life. Oh. How about we sing a duo?
I don't know if you want to move that over yet.
What?
So I'm blowing my nose. Oh, so hi, Andy.
Let's see, did we get
Oh,
it?
hi, Northwest.
Almost, I was close. How about if I just do it that way?
Yeah, it's not fair indeed. So, hi. Hi, oh, hi, Osteen.
How is that not working?
Hey, Raymond. Hi, Dino. Hey, Randall.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I just sneezed, so, you know, it's kind of over. I've been doing a lot of that.
Okay, I moved the mic over.
Yeah, born and raised in Germany. Tom, it's nice you're here. I'm sure Anthony thinks you're insane. Hey, Lehigh.
Who thinks who's insane what?
I said Tom is a mess one. Born and raised in Germany. I said, it's cool. I'm glad you're here, but you would probably want to train him.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being born in Ohio and raised in Germany, but, you know.
Yeah, it's all right.
It is what it is. I wouldn't have met you, so there's that.
Wow, you went from Australia, New Zealand to Athens, Ohio. Oh, thanks, Joseph. This will pass like everything else. It's just a little ironic. I was already planned on being off Friday and Monday. Added Thursday to the mix.
Hi, Ian.
So, And I'm sure Anthony is. Hi, Mick. Really, how depressed we are. It sucks and sucks and sucks. I mean, you know, we were just looking forward to meeting so many people. Oh, the cultural tolerance I was brought up with a total fake. Oh, so they didn't like your girlfriend. That is tough, bud. Yeah, I think that's kind of the plan, is we will just try doing the same thing next year without the wedding and COVID.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just have the same plans for next year, just no COVID. Or wedding, yeah.
Well, the wedding was making things...
Well, the wedding was nice, but we don't need to go through it again.
The wedding was beautiful, but it was stressful, and it was just a lot to go from the wedding to now we're going to go on a trip. Now everybody's sick, so are we going on the trip? And now we're not going on the trip, and now I just feel like shit and having no fun. Yeah, so, you know, it's...
Oh, Will, Ian, it's already subsiding.
I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
What?
I'm not supposed to see the CO word.
You're not supposed to see what?
Say the CO word.
Oh, yeah, nah.
So, anyway, yeah. So less stress will help. So I don't know. Okay, I hate all these people that made such plans to get over there and meet us. At least you guys get to meet each other, which I think will be great.
But yeah, I'm thinking the 4 people
And
that
I'm
specifically were coming to meet us.
To meet us, yeah. So hopefully you find other people there that you really make it worth to go. And we hate to make you do it again next year because we had to cancel out on you.
I don't know if Donegal Dad is still here or maybe working in the background. Because I don't know if he was planning on... I don't know if he was planning on going to Getz. He was thinking about it, but then I seem to recall getting an email.
He was planning on going to Getz. We were doing an exchange.
Right, no. I'm saying before I announced I was going.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
These are the people like Christopher, for example, Christopher from Christopher's Hobby Blog.
Right.
He wasn't going to go, and then all of a sudden it's like,
is.
nah, I got to come and meet you. So he
Right.
bought a ticket, and he's going, and now I'm not going to be there.
Yeah,
You know?
so...
But there's...
Anyway, I know we already talked about all this and stuff, but... Oh, well, I don't know. Why don't you budget? See if you can get with us next year. We're not going to share a hotel room or anything. We can fly over together. Oh,
Now, if he's down in Athens, Ohio, he'd probably fly out of Cincinnati or Columbus.
right. Oh, yeah. You're right. Wouldn't be that close. We'll just meet him there. But, you know, our son's in Columbia. And I said, where are you guys flying out? He says, well, John Glenn, which is in Columbus. Easy in and out. Yeah, well, okay. I don't think we'd ever consider John Glenn as a takeoff point.
No, because
Because
Detroit's closer.
I thought we looked at Cleveland once just to see if we could cut some dollars.
Yeah.
And we found Canada, and then we said no to Canada. Okay.
Your father-in-law is Colombian.
So
well,
you-
our daughter-in-law is Colombian.
Yep, so you got a little taste of that.
Eric says he's got the Jove TGV.
TGV.
Jeez.
Oh, you're not happy with it. Oh, no. EuroStar?
Yeah, that's a big model train
That has
convention.
to be. Well, that would be one
In
you'd
the
want to hit.
Netherlands.
Oh, it's in the Netherlands. Spoor, that makes sense.
I don't know. We could go to a
That
Dutch
sounds
one.
Nederlanden.
See, my problem is I always think Netherlands and German, not even Dutch.
Yeah.
Nederlanden.
Yeah, I mean, really. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it right for German.
Yeah, for German.
Dutch, it's Nederland.
Nederland, okay. Your cigarettes are Colombian. Oh, you got the good stuff. That's where my son is hanging out. We should compare pictures.
Hey, so are my Frosted Flakes. They're great!
Those are the two pictures he sent me. Is that different than yours?
Yes, that's much different.
I got the better pictures. That had a very serious dog. That's super pretty.
And that's it. He's been down there 3-4 days, and that's the only two pictures we
The only
get.
two pictures he sent.
My
So-
son is not.
Yeah, but it's got the, you got Colombia there.
You got Colombia there.
You got all Colombia there. I forget what town they're near.
Were they near Caracas or Medellin? No, Caracas is Venezuela.
Yeah.
Medellin,
Nothing makes sense. It's pretty though. I love how green it is.
but they were
But
in
it
a
is near the rainforest. Is it? Is it part of the rainforest or just near it? Is it subtropical?
No, it's mostly tropical.
I have questions.
Well, here's not the place to
That's
ask.
yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. We got some Columbia connections. That's an easy way to get up and down the mountain. Well, sort of an easy way to get up and down the mountain. You just assume
Yeah,
walk,
we
I
know
think.
about that.
Yeah.
Like the little kid keeps banging on the door. I want to open this door. We're 500 feet off the
I was
ground.
hoping he
Get
was-
your maniac kid
I
control.
was hoping he was distracting you in a good way. Yeah, that little one was trying to get out, really. And Mama and Dad are just speaking English for our benefit, I think.
Yeah, Lindy,
And so
your daughter and grandson were on earlier.
Okay. I don't know. I was texting with her earlier.
Oh, okay.
He took a very short nap. She thinks that could be a sign.
If he took a nap, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was only 15 minutes. And he grabbed a book. Sat up and grabbed a book. She could peek at him. Oh, derails over turnouts. Huh.
Oh.
I guess when ours were doing that, we changed to turnouts. Ours.
Yeah, found that solved the
Listen to
problem.
that out, ours.
When ours were doing that, that was, I don't know what part was worse. The fact that you said when ours were doing that, or the part that you said we changed out.
Hey,
I don't recall you
I'm
changing out
someone
a
helping
turnout.
to fund them. How's that?
I just,
I
no, I'm
Raymond.
not buying that argument. You fund them. You help
I said
fund them.
I help fund them. Yeah, I did, Efo. Is that the weirdest thing? I'm freaked out too. How did that happen? When did these people
And
from?
even if I grant you the co-ownership and you say our trains were derailing,
Ah, gotcha, Mick.
when you say our trains,
Yeah. Oh,
I could, and you want to claim
We
co-ownership,
ride on them together.
not these.
Well,
You
some
go
of-
with me to, well, no, you don't, because most of these I buy, but you've gone with me to buy some of them.
I have.
But it's the we
Otherwise, it's-
changed them out.
it's-
I think that's even more.
It's the conversation of.
When was the
honey,
last time you?
My Lipo order came in. I'm going to buy it, okay? Okay, honey. That's the conversation.
It's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And I was just telling them how nice you were that you let me buy
I
a
am
sympathy
nice.
gift.
I did. It was expected.
Yeah, the money I was going to spend at Getz.
Oh, easily. I am very sure we would have found a few things. They're too light. Oh.
But, yeah, I just want to know when was the last time you put a piece of trash. And I'm not talking Cayenne's My World stuff either. When was the last time you laid
Are
or
those
took out a
My
piece of
World
trash?
tracks? Because they look like the regular tracks.
They look like these, except they're all plastic and formed. They look exactly
Okay.
like these. They would even connect to these.
I would think so.
But they are plastic. 100% plastic. There's not one bit of metal in them.
And don't think I understand that.
I got a little woman. She's 10 feet tall. Smokes in the kitchen. Smokes in the hall.
Is that a song?
Yes.
I didn't know it. Carolyn dropped off papers for me. I asked her to.
Oh, okay.
And she's had laryngitis for over 3 days. I didn't tell her.
You know, we didn't even think of that. What is the possibility you brought it home from school?
I don't think real high.
Okay.
I don't know who would have had it.
Well, considering how long it brews, I mean, looking from the time Liz clearly had it, even before she tested, and even my symptoms before I tested.
So I wasn't 100% sure she had it. I just thought,
No.
let's test and rule that out.
Yeah, it's Mungo Jerry.
What it was, and then poopy. That didn't rule it out at all. Anyway, she got medications from.
So I'm the only one not
visiting.
medicated.
Yeah. Hey, Artie.
Hi, Artie.
You haven't shown me Artie's email. I don't know, Artie. We felt like crap for a few days.
Well, I
here,
told him
so-
I wasn't going to deal with it until after
Yeah,
we got back
after
from
Getz,
Getz.
and we're back from Getz, or whatever you want.
We're
to
back
call
from
it.
Getz? Wow.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
remember
Wasn't
any of it.
that
How was it?
amazing? You slept through the plane. Yeah, sad, very sad. Bully, bully. Sounds like the '60s. Yeah, it would. Bully, bully.
Bully, bully.
bully. Yeah.
Bully, bully. Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, cuatro.
Yeah, something happened the last couple years. I decided I wanted the old guard at work now. And I don't know when that happened. And everything's still cool in my class. My students think I'm cool. Sort of. But the man. I just feel old with some of the things that come up nowadays. Because I know too much. The boring machine arrived. Super. Well, you could make your own really big area. You're just going to connect the basement to the garage, which really, in all ways, would have been kind of cool. Have some stairs, and then you didn't have to go outside in the weather to the car. I just kind of liking the idea.
I'm just a little wondering where the hell the crew is, why they aren't doing my yard.
Well, I'd like them to be done, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Carolyn just pulled up in front of the driveway. She didn't go up. Thinking, why?
Because we're all out front.
And as I say, all the cars are out front, so she followed the pattern.
Oh, God.
What's
No, Paul.
that? What, Paul? No, I'm taking whatever the heck my doctor told me to take for it.
Oh, that's one of those.
You don't need a machine, indeed. Yeah, so,
That's another word that gets flagged.
gotcha. Yeah. Achoo.
That's a word that fits in a chat or
Gotcha.
it automatically gets flagged.
Gotcha. Sorry. I hope I can't virtually get you guys sick. It's really acting like a respiratory flu.
Hey, Richard's here. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
And Eric just came in. Hello,
Hey,
Eric.
Thank you, Eric. Oh, I've been doing a lot of that. At our house, okay. Yeah, Anthony does definitely clear it up. I put a chapstick by your table.
Oh, okay,
chair.
thank you.
Yeah, he's definitely doing it. I think on a snot clot. Well, I'm trying not to sneeze on the trains.
About a thing she saw.
I think I'm sending you to the store tomorrow.
Okay,
Are you good?
maybe.
Tell me which one you want to go to, because I got a list for both of them. No, I don't. They remade the list. They redone the store over here, so it's a mess. I'd go to
The local one?
Yeah, I'd go to
I would go to the local one before I go to Mommy. I'm not giving a
Alright.
dime to Mommy.
And then just write out a list.
Just
and
because you've decided
you
you're
gotta
too
find
snobby
it.
to go to our local one now.
I am not snobby. I just got tired of standing in a line for a very long time to check out. That was what pushed it over.
See, he's going to need a little work. But not much. I just got to get rid of his mustache. That's Diesel Dan.
Okay, I thought that might be what you're going for.
And then that's Nat Mayfault, the station master.
Okay, cool.
I just got to paint his mustache white.
Look at your bear car.
Yes. Tim JD counted it. There's 16 cars on it, counting the end wagon.
Oh, buddy.
What? Well, 12 of them came in the little bit I bought from the dude. I got them for $10 a car, really.
I know. You made the party, indeed. Have a Kleenex.
For music taste, there is not much modern stuff that beats 90s Euro dance. Efo, you're only forgiven for saying that because you're from Euro. Euro dance music.
To Anthony.
us
Step-da. Bump, 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 bump.
Euro dance music. No.
All right. All right, night, hi, good night.
Good night, hi.
I said that twice. Okay, Eric, that's good. I think I'm gonna have you get maybe a 3-pack of Puffs lotion tomorrow.
Okay.
Just keep us in stock.
Okay.
I'm hoping to make it back on Tuesday. We're gonna see 3 more days.
Maybe.
I hope so.
I don't know what day I'm on.
I sent that the principal.
Well, I tested positive Tuesday.
Yeah, but you were sick way before
I was
that.
sick before that.
Yeah. Probably Monday. This has been at least Sunday.
Well, I am feeling okay.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm not.
I never, again, I'm saying this for about the 20th time because people
I know,
keep saying,
people keep coming
how are you
in,
doing?
yeah.
I never felt bad. I sounded bad. And in the video I put up, I was both very depressed and I didn't have much of a voice because of all the nasal drainage. But that's it. I never felt tired, sick. Just, wow, I got a lot of drainage today. My nose is stuffier than it ever gets. But I would have never thought it was sick. I just thought it was the crazy weather we had last week because we had hot, wet, cold, cool, warm, rainy, sunny. It was all over the place last week. It was crazy.
Haven't seen a teacher do blow before? I don't think I get it.
Blow, cocaine,
Gotcha.
and you're blowing your nose.
I'm blowing my nose.
But don't bump.
Gotcha.
How do you think we keep at this job for 36 years?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of tough. That's great. Subscribe to each other. Good job. Good job. Let's get Anthony 40. Daisy isn't here today.
It'd be funny to hear you try
Sure, the girl gets sick every now and then, but it wouldn't be pretty. Sure, she hides.
Now, in your brain, you're already thinking, could you do Daisy?
Yeah. Hit the like button, gentlemen.
Actually,
Oh,
not
thank
bad.
you.
A little
She
scratchy, a little
He
scratchy.
says, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Or just do what Daisy does and wiggle her 38s. Now, Miss Cockett. Not now, Miss Cockett.
Not
It
now,
did-
Silas.
It did get a little nippy out there. Oh, my
Teaching
dear,
in a
you look like you could wear the
plant
sweater.
growing contest and lost to a pupil as his neighbor was complaining about the plant rising over his balcony. Hey, that's pretty successful, though. Okay, Randall, that's cool. Well, it was cool. I see you mean after, Anthony? Hey, let's get brownies.
So what?
Hey, let's get brownies.
Have Liz get brownies?
I gotta have Liz get brownies.
You've got to have Liz get brownies.
No, I had her pick up.
Now I'm with you, I'm with you. Okay. Just took years to get there.
Okay, I don't know. The
naughty
naughty
90s
90s
in
in
the
the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Ooh. If the
Indeed.
Netherlands are calling it naughty, it must have been really bad.
Really bad indeed. So, you know, if you wanted that for dinner.
Well, we were already talking about Colombian cigarettes, so why not brownies?
Yeah, indeed.
We'll just call them Turkish brownies.
Well, Randall, I understood what you meant, but I am a teacher. That makes me a professional at bad typing,
Indeed.
understanding bad typing, bad writing, etc. Okay, he's motivating him.
Doctor,
That's
doctor,
great.
give me the news. Quick, what are some scratchy voice singers besides Rusty Twanger? I wouldn't have to work on Rusty Twanger right now. I could just naturally do
Yeah,
them.
you could. Joe Cocker.
Joe Cocker. Was he really raspy voice?
I think so.
I get by with little help from my friends.
That wasn't his song. Then again, none of his songs were his songs.
No, I actually could do a decent Cocker when I was younger. I never thought of him as raspy voice, but he can be when he belts out certain notes. He rasps.
Rod, as his
Standing
steward?
on a station in Big Gulch, wondering how his lap brought him here.
Yeah, it's pretty much a given there.
Well, the thing is, I'm not having to switch. That's just me singing right now.
I know it is.
I'm straight into him.
Yeah. I made that thing at a big old. See, I can do them too.
Rusty Twanger's sister. You've invented a new character for Big Gulch. Rusty Twinger's.
Ruby Twanger.
Ruby Twanger. Oh boy, does that have some implications.
Oh, hello, Rusty Twanger. Like there
Right.
wasn't any implications there.
Red Ruby Twanger.
Yeah.
I'm Rusty Twanger, and this is my sister Ruby. Ruby Twanger.
Ruby Twanger. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. No, I don't think I have the lyrics on this one. I don't know where I'd have
I
the
don't think
lyrics.
you either. Those are your better ones. Where would you have the lyrics for it? You probably have a file for Matt Clark. Knowing you as I do.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't think I put them on here. I got the original joke names I did, but yeah, I don't have. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not on here?
Oh, that's not gonna work. Unique voice acting performances, indeed. All in the family. Don't go breaking my heart. Ugh. Oh, my head hurts.
All right, let me see if I can get to this one.
I'm gonna bail.
There we go. No. No, dang it, that's not what I wanted.
How are you getting it? I told you didn't have word on there.
No, that's not what it said.
Oh, gotcha.
It said that file wasn't there.
Gotcha. Elton John and Kiki D? I didn't think Elton John was raspy.
I'll have to double check. There it is. There's the lyrics. Standing at the station in Big Gulch, wondering how his life brought him here. You know they gave him a badge, doubted he'd ever last. Now he's the one and only sane person here. Hell, he knows it ain't easy. He knows how hard it can be. The way things are going, he'll probably die in Series 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Sitting in the filthy glass
That's a
saloon.
system image file
The singer
error.
there catches his fancy. Her name was McGill, and she called herself Lil. But the stupid crowd kept calling her Nancy Christ, you know it ain't easy. He knows how hard it can be. The way things are going, he won't survive past season 3. Actually, Evo, having a sore throat I think would only improve my vocal performances. Now there you go. It's a fart ache. Nothing but a fart ache. Hits you when your guts hurt. Hits you when your pants are down. It's a fart ache. A taco heaven fart ache. Hope it doesn't smell bad. Did you hear your name called out?
Cheech.
Oh, there's about 5 very inappropriate jokes that come out that. Kyan has come back and says hi. Here, Joyce, do you want to say hi to your grandson?
Sure.
There you go.
Oh, look at my hair.
Yeah, look at your hair. Oh my God,
Okay,
Joyce.
before. Hi, Kai. Mwah.
Hi, little guy.
Love you, love you, love you.
We've missed you, but
Sure
we're
have.
all sick. You're sick.
Yeah.
Open Omar's sick.
Yeah, we miss you, baby.
Oh, where is it? Got your special car. Got your cool car, Kyan.
Well,
There's your cool car.
my car's
Kyan,
not-
should I put it on a train? Should I put it on a train? Hang on, I'll put it on a train. Come on, let go.
I don't think you need to leave this here.
What's that?
No, I didn't need to leave it on here. That screen. They don't look good.
There we go. Okay, we'll start them back up, and then let's go to 11-lane view real quick. There you go, Cayenne. There's your car. There's your cool car, Cayenne.
Huh.
Quincy Jones, didn't he? Isn't he the Quincy Jones, the one that produced Michael Jackson? Because because I'm thinking that's Quincy Jones. That dude, I can't stand him. Whoops. You need to stay up here.
Alright, I think I will go back
He's
upstairs.
taking shots. Well, I was gonna kind of shut down a little bit early tonight.
How early?
Oh, 5-10 minutes.
I could try to hang out that long, I guess.
But
I guess I could try to hang out that long.
all right, Eric. Take care.
Alright, night, Eric. Thanks for coming in, bud.
Oh, there we go. We broke 40 likes.
Hey. There's 22 people in here.
Now, Quincy Jones, just over the years, always seems to feel the need to come out and bash the Beatles. Like, the Beatles were nothing. The Beatles were so overrated. They weren't
sorry
anything
you don't
musically.
feel good, Artie. I hope you feel better fast. But go vote. It's good for you, everybody.
Gotta decide what to do with dinner since we had that pizza for lunch.
You make brownies.
What?
You make brownies.
Oh, we're gonna have brownies.
It's up to you. This way,
We can do it. Wouldn't mind ice cream with them. Right now, on a sore throat, ice cream sounds good, Mommy.
No, you go out and get ice cream then.
I don't want to go out and get ice cream.
I don't blame you.
I'm the healthiest one in the house, so it would
Yeah.
fall on me. But I just don't want to go out in public. Where's the train? Where is it? Let's see. There it is. Or maybe Kyan can see his Haribo, his cool car, as he calls it. He likes to call it his cool car.
It is a cool car. I think we
It
talked about
is. It was a cool gift from Jean Ricard. But ever since he got it, he's called it his cool car. I didn't call it his cool car. He called, oh, my cool car.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that was all him.
Wow, that is very cool.
Now maybe he fed off and somebody said, oh, look, this is cool. It's from Jean Ricard or something like that. Oh, my cool car. I don't know. But everybody's running a nice, smooth speed. I didn't have much of a theme. I worried people might be like, oh, man, you got two of your white trains at the same time. But it just looked, I wanted to run a lot of my double-deckers. That wasn't necessarily a theme because I could have gotten other double-deckers out too. But, got the beer wagons going. Have din-dins delivered. Well, the thing is, we got to decide what we'd want for dinner first.
That's crazy.
That's the hard part. Decide what you
It
want
is.
for dinner, and then get it. Having it delivered is not an issue. It's what. Because A, with so many sick people, it's what sounds good. Nothing. And then B,
That's good.
well, that's my theme, Dirk. I just, excuse me. That is, the voice is getting scratchy. I've been talking too much. It's wearing out.
You just order shakes from Steak and Shake.
Oh, that could be a winner.
You want a hamburger?
I could talk myself into a hamburger too. But if you're going to make brownies,
Do they just deliver hamburgers?
yeah, I ordered my food from Uber once, and when they gave it to me, my bags were empty, and I said, hey, What gives? Where's the food? They said Uber Eats. We didn't say Uber delivers. We said Uber Eats. Stop bragging, hot dog pilot.
Really? All right, Paul, good luck.
All right, Paul, take care.
Computer problem.
You know, really, the beer cars would have done better with a steam locomotive, I think. Might have looked a little better, but I wanted to run the Märklin 218, and soon I'm going to have a red one like that.
Okay.
Not in the next few days, but hopefully by the end of the year.
Right.
It's due out any time now.
Gotcha.
Well, either way, it sounds good.
Wow.
Oh, they all ran very well. Very happy with them all. Is that everybody? Yep. And just on here, I need to go here. Wait for that to come back on. And click all those off. Yeah, but you were busy with something else.
True that.
Okay. I know we normally go to 6, but you'll have to excuse us if we decide to cut things a little short. Oh, Clive just came in and we're shutting down.
Clive, yeah,
Hi, Clive. Sorry, man. Yeah, I want to thank everybody who came in tonight and wished us well.
Yep.
Just got in from the bar.
We'll be fine. Yeah.
I mean, we'll be healthy. There are plenty of people out there that are, you know, in worse shape than we are and have had worse things happen than lose a trip to the UK. So it's hard to, but sorrow is sorrow and pain is pain, and it should never be a competition. You should never be thinking I can't be unhappy because somebody else has got worse things than me. It is disappointing. There's no way around it.
It's very disappointing.
It's a human. It's a human emotion.
It is what it is, but it's very disappointing.
Like I said, if anybody wants to do a Facebook chat with me, do a video call with me, like Jean Ricard does all the time, just calls me and we talk for 2 hours on Facebook.
Gus does.
Then you could just walk me around.
Right.
Walk me around Getz, and Joyce and I can just sit there and watch it on our TV going, oh, cool.
Yeah. Look at that. Can you put it on the TV?
Well, like if any of you, yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I can project it onto the TV. But, you know, if anybody gets that crazy idea, or if you meet somebody really famous and say, hang on, my buddy Anthony Dodge wanted to meet you.
Right.
Let us know.
Oh, yeah, we are. We'll be all right.
Oh, wait, now it's reading it. Oh, it won't read it with trains. That's why.
Oh.
But why is it in German? I mean, I know it's a German thing. Der Dakota wird ausgelesen.
Ausgelesen.
Yeah, I've got that came in the mail today.
What came in the mail?
Behind me. On the programming track right here. Do you see a little car here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that came in the mail today. That is a lit wagon.
Okay.
It's technically it's a Steuerwagen, even though it just looks like a regular car.
Right.
Yeah, no weddings. The wedding wasn't the issue. It was the COVID that's the issue. You're meeting or you've already met them? Because I was looking forward. In fact, I just got a message from Tony Northeastern.
Yeah, he called Anthony and we chatted.
Yeah, he called. He's called me a couple of times and we just chatted out of the blue. But yeah, he So, man, if he'd been with Charlie Bishop, you could have said, hey, Anthony Dodge from America would like to talk to you.
Sure.
Oh, no, I would have liked to have said hi, but, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's what it
anyhow, all of you take care. Want to thank you, as always, for your support, your friendship, your need for insanity that you're willing to spend 2 to 3 hours on a Friday here when you're going to be doing so many other better things. So thanks for tuning in, listening in. And until next time, on behalf of the better half,
something.
I will say, Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trains.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.